Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the UKGT, or UK Gaming Tours League. And this is going to be the first game to kick things off tonight. I'm joined by Snods. We're going to be seeing Enemies in Disbelief versus Impulse Gaming, and it's a very quick introduction because sadly the pistol round is already well and truly underway. But I'm going to be going down as can't see the retake coming on through. It's going to be Dreamer to be taken out. He gets dropped. Nuki trying to hold down this site in a 1-on-2. Just pistols raining in though from all angles. He will be getting dropped, and now finally I can introduce my talented colorcaster for the night. Snods, there we go. Sorry about that. I just figured. Yeah, I know. I figured the pistol round deserved a bit of an introduction there.
No, fair play, mate. Fair play. I would break down the pistol round a bit, but obviously got to intro these two teams. This is the first game of the UK Gaming Tour's brand new UK League, and tonight's teams we've got Enemies in Disbelief starting on the CT side, and then Impulse Gaming. You know, the core of this lineup: Logsy, Dancy's obviously coming top 4 at I-58. Only you know, just a few months ago, August, and obviously they do have 2 stand-ins tonight. That will be Zio and Ryan. We'll talk a bit about them in a second, because obviously we are seeing a fast underpass push here from Dream. I wish he could call himself Dream, but instead, She Smile does take down 2 players there, but shall be traded eventually.
Yeah, they can find it too early on. Like you said, the trade going to be coming on out. They don't get much for it. It's going to be the MP9 up on Samwell. They don't really get much ground either. They've been relegated back in towards Apps, and as they are just kind of bogged down, just currently biding their time with 1:20 left. They're not going to be too stuck for time right now. But they have still got a fairly significant disadvantage on the cards. Of course, not going to be opting to buy on down as they fall on back. We can see them be tossing the MP9 over towards Cynic, but the kind of linchpin into this round is going to be the player pushed up mid. He's trying to hold this close angle. If they don't check it, and I don't imagine they will, could bode badly for them here, as he can hear that rotate back through T-Spawn, and he'll be able to relay that information across to his team and telegraph this play, meaning the rotate should be coming on through. Doesn't call it, actually, so it's all going to fall in a Logsy to hold down this site with a Famus at long range. Not going to be having too much of a problem for the time being. Drops down to first, looking for a second. Does good damage out of Cynic. Should be able to find it. Tags him down to 12 HP. And oh, there's the USP to end that push. No bomb plant for them. And that will be the second round on the board for Enemies in Disbelief.
Bomb was obviously planted on the pistol round by Nuki. That means that we shall be seeing a buy round come in, and we're already seeing a pause. Not too sure why. Players typing WTF in the chat. Don't really know what's going on there. But anyway, bomb was planted in the first round. We shall be seeing the buy here on the third. No AWP though. No AWP for Nuki, the star player for Impulse Gaming so far. I mean, in the qualifier, dropping 30 bombs, 40 bombs in overtime. Definitely a very strong showing for what we've seen so far from this, I believe he's Lithuanian. He's definitely not, you know, he's born in England, but he's definitely not from here. So good to see some new talent, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I really like about these kind of, you know, new sprouting UK leagues. There's been a lot of talk about, you know, the UK potentially picking up the pace a little bit again. And it's, you know, it's things like UKGT that give these new players the kind of shot in the limelight to try and kickstart their UK Counter-Strike careers. And, you know, potentially move on to bigger and better things, you know, outside of the UK. You never know. You know, we have seen a couple of players kind of heading out, playing on these, you know, these other teams internationally, creating these, you know, fairly strong lineups with all things said and done. So, you know, potentially a bit of a revival of the UK scene, maybe 2017 could be our year. Probably not, but it could be.
I mean, the money's there. You've seen investment. You've got teams potentially maybe going pro. All these rumors going around of investors. Will investors start funding the top UK teams? Is there talent here? Is it worth the money? Hopefully, obviously, if investors know anything about Counter-Strike and they watch Counter-Strike and they say, you know what? This player here, this team here, this IGL, I believe you could fund or build a team, and I could fund that. Maybe take it to great lengths, but we are going into the first round here. No AWP, as I just mentioned here before, but still decent utility and an entry there from Cynic John as he does take down Dream, trying to get aggressive towards Connector. This will mean we'll already be seeing the first frag go towards Impulse Gaming.
Oh, a very explosive play out mid, going to yield them 3 frags very early on, and nothing to answer back on the side of Enemies in Disbelief, who have found 2 rounds early on, but this time around they are going to be struggling. They lose mid control thanks to a very aggressive play on the side of Impulse Gaming. They've been relegated back, and oh, then they lose Zio over towards the A site as he gets dropped out by 1 ray. It's going to be opened up. The rotate coming through from Ryan, but he's going to be alone and scared, trying to spot these players out on the CT rotate. Just, you know, looking through the wall, giving it a little flick around, turning that DPI up.
Yeah, right now his job is to try and take guns out of the T's hands. Looking at the economy right now, the money on Impulse Gaming is RPC. The match restarted.
Well, there we go. That round was intense. It was so intense, in fact, the going to be restarting it.
Well, what I was about to say was, obviously the money on Impulse is low, 5 players alive. If Ryan could take out a few guns here or there, damage the economy, that's already very low from the Impulse Gaming side. try and force one of those T players onto a Tech 9, buy up into the next round, try and take that one. Yeah, we're probably going to have to go to a break here.
Yeah, I mean, that round clearly just too violent to show on stream. But yeah, I mean, I'd imagine for the timing, we'll be kicking it to a quick break, like Snud said. Bear with us. We'll try and fix this as fast as we can. But it's CS. It's in the UK. There's bound to be at least, 15 problems tonight. This is the first of many to come. Stick around.
I'm standing on the edge and I'm looking to the ground. I see the grey skies are coming all around. See, I start to lose my vision, but I'm holding on to sound. No fear, I'm still hearing. Wrong skin, but I'm healing. No fear, I'm still hearing. Wrong skin, but I'm healing.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back with Impulse Gaming versus Enemies in Disbelief on the first night of UK Tours, and pretty much expecting the 0-0 scoreline, but the match has actually been restarted and reverted due to some sound issues here and there. Enough of that though, because we are seeing a fast flurry of frags in the favor of the CTs as Ray1 and his teammates do fall. And I say Ray1, there he is with 2 frags. And Harry, are you ready?
I think I was ready a couple of rounds ago, but now we're back into this, and it's going to be the pistol round once again. You can see they've grabbed mid control. Suddenly, the side of Impulse being able to turn this one around and actually create a fairly favorable situation. Nuki going to be dropped in mid, leaving it all on one right here, and going to be finding it hard to get into an advantageous position. Does fall on back, opting to head back down mid. Has to try and pick up this bomb, which has dropped in connector, and they're more than aware of that right now. You can see they leave Dancy's over towards the A site to keep an eye on it. As a result, Ray1 forced to go on this long rotate, and I don't think Darcy's going to see this coming.
I don't actually think they know the bomb is in connector, because if they did, you'd surely see Logsy push short, keep an eye on it. Instead, though, Ray1 wants to play the 1 versus 1 here. Smart decision from him. Doesn't want to try and get the bomb and try and play the after plant with the low HP. Instead, he wants to take the 1 versus 1s, try and isolate these players. But instead, we are seeing a good call here from Darcy. He's playing nice and safe in towards Palace. Logsy as well, tucked in by bench. Could be a very hard round here for Ray to win. He needs to get a plant down, try and win that 1 versus 1 versus Darcy's, and actually going towards jungle. No, he should be going towards A. Let's see, the bomb will go down. Let's see if Darcy can take him down.
He's not going to be leaving himself with a lot of time. 15 seconds left. And Darcy's up here in towards Palace. Should be able to deal with this if he goes for the peak in time, but he's not going to make it around the corner. Bomb goes down, and he's going to allow Ray1 to fall back in towards CT. And oh no, Darcy's, you've whiffed the shot, the master of the whiff. And not going to be able to land it. And as a result, Ray1's still alive in towards CT. Going to be creating a lot of issues here. Peeks back out with the Glock. Can't quite land his shots. And now they have both rotated through onto the site. Darcy's remedying his previous mistakes. Quick to eliminate Ray1 there and get the defuse on the cards for enemies in disbelief.
For a second there, I thought that was winnable because Ray1 got the bomb down, Darcy's whiffed, and actually on the low HP there, if he played towards the ticket booth, played toward the boxes there, had the headshot angle, would have been a nice 1 dink there from Darcy's to take down Ray1 instead of some body shots. So could have been winnable, but unfortunately for him, both of those players shall whiff, and that will mean enemies in disbelief do win the second first pistol of the game, as they did previously. And we shall be seeing a bomb plant again as well. This game is unfolding just like it did last time. So the full eco coming out from Impulse.
Yeah, they're trying to take mid just as they did the previous time. And well, that's time they're going to be put through the meat grinder. 2 players going down very early on. Ray1 and Cynic both being eliminated out of the equation. Now they're relegated down towards lower mid. And oh, a nice shot there from Jammy James to find 1, but Darcy's quick to refrag. It's actually Nuki with a nice pop flash to find 1. Looking for a second, and he does so, leaving it a 1v2. This round going very back and forth. This Tech-9 could still do a lot of damage. He just has to spawn out Zia, who's playing up close with the Swag 7. Of course, the crossfire set up perfectly between him and Ryan if he does peek out towards mid, but instead he's going to be holding short rather passively. Can't see Nuki picking up that bomb, goes for the FAMAS, and as a result, you know, he's got a nice bit of kit to try and make something happen. 55 seconds left as well, not going to be pushed for time, and rotating over towards B.
Does have the time and the bomb. Biggest issue here being his HP and the fact that Ryan has now sort of got a glimpse onto what is going on. And actually, I believe I heard a reload there from Nuki. That could have just been a sound bug. I'm not too sure, but regardless, we will be seeing Nuki slowly shift and enter the B apartments towards B bomb site. Can he get the bomb down for the money for his team? And it looks like he did hear something as he has been sussed out and he is entering the B bomb site. But 19 HP to his name. All it takes here is just 1 nice headshot from Zio. And the round should be done and dusted. And there it is. Nuki falls, and we are seeing 2-0. But then again, for the full eco, 3 players falling. That's I don't want to say this is round 1, but that's definitely mission accomplished, right? You have the full eco. Your goal is to try and take 2 guns out of the enemy's hands, try and dent their economy. And they definitely did that. Looking at the money on the CT side, it's completely zilch, even though they didn't win 2 rounds in a row. We shall be seeing the first round here again. 5 rifles. Trying to do a repeat of what they did last time, which was face towards mid and kill Dream and work off of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking very similar to last time, but last time there wasn't that, you know, friendly fire team kill out from Nuki, who sadly drops the bomb onto his teammate. Now it's a 4-on-4, and as we can see, Dreamer opting to leave mid, going to be falling on back with the op in towards CT. It's actually Samuel who peeks out on towards A, and oh, no one's watching ramp, but that's going to be Zio getting taken down, and his name just ringing true. That was extremely bad as he gets dropped. The A side now going to be all down to Dreamer to hold this off. CT with the AWP, the ideal angle to try and lock this down, but all it's going to take is 1 singular smoke to nullify that angle. And it looks like Ray1 might be hoping to throw just that.
One player towards CT for the A-bomb site. Also a player towards Whorehouse and Window. The problem is, though, the one-man lead for the T side, and the fact that they are the terrorists means they can stack up and gang up together, play the trade game. The CTs, they're going to be spread out on their default, not their default, but on their setup, sorry, which makes it very easy now for the T's to take the bomb site. It's going to be the first strike here for Dream. Got to fall back here and re-peek the angle, but oh my god, Jamie James there through the box takes him down. Nuki as well will catch Dance, who's rotating in through Window. We should be seeing Ryan here with no kit and 2 flashbangs to his name. Try and take this 1 versus 3.
It's going to be tricky. Only a UMP in hand, goes for the peek, and Jamie James not going to let it happen, finding more success in towards CT as he takes him down. That first round on the board for Impulse. And there you go. It's exact same scoreline, 2-1 with fixed audio. Everything's all great.
It's all good.
We aren't to be seeing enemies in disbelief. Onto a force by the Mag 7 up on Zeo. Everyone else can be opting for the Deagle to try and make it rain as Impulse Gaming push out towards mid.
Interesting here. Ray, one of the AWP, as he did have the spawn towards mid, might throw that back towards Nuki. But obviously these players are on Eco, so maybe they might not do that. Instead, just play nice and casual. Have Ray one hold the angles, and actually, yeah, the swap does come in. Nuki now has the AWP. Oh my god, through the smoke, he takes down Dream. If only this was a buy round to capitalize off that a bit more. But Dream does fall. And Nuki types high in chat. I think that's well deserved there. Someone as well finding Logsy. This force by here for Team's disbelief, definitely not going their way.
Look at this, boost up onto the rain links from Nuki. Gonna allow him to spot out one over the short. Ryan, he's gonna be biting the bullet. Nuki just landing all these shots through smoke, and it's actually gonna be Zeo up close over towards Ramp, who does take out one. It just so happens to be the bomb. Jamie James falls. Dances finds 2 on the back of the Deagle, picks up the AWP, switches things around, leaving it all on Zeo. Now they have to try and deal with him, but he has got bombed down, and with 55 seconds left, time for him to try and fall on back, taking the duel up close with the Mag 7 once again, finds another, and now it's a very bad scenario for Impulse Gaming. They had such a huge advantage, but in the blink of an eye, it's all on Samwell. The damage has been done, and look at this play right now.
Here's the read. Oh, the timing. Oh no. The timing is so unfortunate there for him. I don't think he heard it as well, and now the bomb shot go down for Samwell. And actually, it might not be anticipating Zeo to be on short. It might expect it to be towards kitchen. This means he might plant for short, and I think he is. He's planting for short, gets caught off guard, and there you go. Zeo takes him down, and Zeo built up a name and a reputation for how good he is with the Mag 7. He saw what happened. He pushed ramp, killed the player with the bomb. He had an AK. The AK was on the floor. Instead, he kept the Mag 7. Faces connected with Mag 7. Instead of swapping out for the AK, sticking to his guns. And the Swag 7 takes on that player in the 1 versus 1, brains his opponent, and Samuel does fall. 3-1, the reset comes in, and the money and the buy looking very shoddy for Impulse.
Yeah, it is the round that never should have been, and now Impulse trying to make something happen on the back of it. You can see they send 2 players over towards mid. They leave Samuel, who's been playing that lurk role over towards A diligently, always opening up something over towards that A site. He does have the Galil to try and make it happen. Meanwhile, mid aggression going to be the main call of the day, as we can see multiple players making their way out here, but it's Nuki first to fall. Dreamer does drop him out with the AWP over towards Connector. No refrag to come through just yet either. Does mean the man advantage going to be seized for the time being for enemies in disbelief.
The 1-man lead now for the CT side. They shall play the round slowly. They don't want to get over aggressive. They fall from window, and he's going to go towards play towards CT, play 3 players towards A. If they need information later on into the round, they can flash Connector and try and get something there. But enough about information, because the dink does come out. Dance is only 12 HP and does spot the bomb out as well eventually. Once the bomb is sussed out, we shall see the rotation come in for the CT start. But do they anticipate Syndicate up short?
No, they don't, as the frags coming in left and right. It's going to be a 2-on-3 already, though. Dreamer's gone very aggressive out onto the site, just trying to deny this plant, buying plenty of time for the rotate here. It's so incredibly crucial, and he doesn't get taken down on the peak from Jamie James with the Famus. As a result, he's bought more than enough time for everyone to rotate on through. They're just crawling over the site. And oh, there we go. Logsy to lock it down. Finds those 2 headshots. It's going to be a 4-1 scoreline now. As enemies in disbelief, I mean, they just go lunging into the lead.
You saw up on there, Dream with the initial first frag, full flash, shoots his AWP, and does take down that first player. And the CT players, they instantly fall back. They play passive. They know they have the advantage. They know if they play slow and forced Impulse into a chokehold towards B or towards A ramp or something like that, they shall take the round. That's exactly what unfolded. And now the Folly here, just a smoke. Probably going to smoke off, that's a CT smoke. Maybe actually a central site smoke. What is that? Flashman comes out. Won't do too much though, because we have Zeo here with the Mag 7 going to mop up these frags. 700, 1400. Oh, I actually didn't get that 3rd kill, but still, it's more than enough money for him.
Yeah, at the end there, Logsy deciding he needed some money for himself does eliminate his teammate. It's going to be a 5-1 scoreline, though, as they just shut out that eco there. No bomb plant in sight for Impulse Gaming, and as a result, the buy up into this one, you know, it's going to be
5 rifles
pretty much
again.
everything they would need. But
Well, talk about everything they need. Nuki doesn't have the AWP. This might mean they might go for heavy mid here. Smoke top mid, flash it, smoke window, take control of mid, try and get a peek into connector. Let's see now. Yep. Actually, it's going to be a molly towards connector. Good. They know Dream's been playing heavy connector this whole game. Going to molly him out, smoke window, take control of mid, and try and see if the CT's push for information. It's exactly what is happening. Dances are pushed up, but there's no players for him to see. And as soon as he pushes B-Apps the whole way, spots no players, we should see the big rotation come into the A-bomb site.
yeah, look at this play up through connector. They're going to be completely caught off guard as they do push on through. Samuel first to open it up, dropping Logsy out of the equation. Now it's 1-0 playing up close, but no Cigar with the Swag 7 this time around. It's a 2-1-5. Not a casualty taken yet for Impulse Gaming. The AWP raining on through. 2 shots missed right now from Dreamer, and he's going to find himself stuck in towards Palace. The rotate coming in from Dantes can't come soon enough, as they do know exactly where he is. Smoke going to be blocking him out, and Dantes, he's going to be losing his head, leaving it all in a 1v4. Dreamer goes aggressive, goes for the jump through the smoke tactic. I believe we saw Dignitas do that a little while ago. It does it, you know, it's one that we see used a lot. You know, jump through the smoke with the AWP. But sadly not going to be happening, as it does allow Impulse Gaming to pick up their second.
Yeah, it's going to be the double AWP setup here as well for the CT side. This could be one AWP A ramp, one AWP mid. Could also be seeing one AWP B out. You saw what happened last time. Oh, Nuki there spots the player. They know Dream is in connector. That's massive. That means that B potentially might be weak here. Because if Dream wants to go back towards B, they have to go connector, jungle towards kitchen, instead of just simply going through the hole, going into kitchen instantly. So late rotation potentially here for him. But the AWP now on Nuki, you can see how much slower they play when they have the AWP, right? When you have an AWP on your hand on the T side, you want to play slow, allow the AWPer, give the AWP time to find the entries, find the picks, give him time to hold the angles and see what happens. As we shall be seeing Dream hold this angle here, and actually talking about slow peeking and playing slow, Nuki does a slow crouch peek into Dream's AWP and shall fall. And already the one-man lead, 1 minute, 5 on the clock still. This means going to the mid-round, enemies in disbelief again with the advantage.
Yeah, for Impulse, they have still got plenty of utility in as they do focus on towards mid. As long as they can find a trade sooner rather than later. Oh, it's not going to be coming through. As once again, it's all going to be Dreamer right now. He's remedying the previous mistakes of the last round, locking down A and mid. Going to be finding a lot of damage out on a Samuel. Now he's 3 HP in a Dream, falling on back to rejoin the rest of his teammates as they make their way over towards B. But look at this, Dances and Ryan, they're reading this perfectly. They haven't over-rotated. They have no need to. They have got that 2-man advantage, and as the push going to be coming their way, Ryan holds down at the wrong time. It's not going to be going their way, but Dances is able to back him up. Ryan, quick to land that frag on Array 1, leaving it all on Samuel, 3 HP.
Yeah, he needs to save. Yeah, definitely has to save here. 13 seconds of the clock. If he saves this, we should be seeing a buy come up from Impulse. Actually, maybe. They could buy here, but Mirage is a map where you can't not buy nades. You need smokes, you need flashes, and Molotovs. They could go for a quasi buy here, Techno and Armor, buy nades, fast control on mid, fast up short, B split. That's what I'll do. Let's see what they do. Can even be a full eco if they want 4 nades and full utility. Yep, gonna be the quasi buy here. No armor actually, so this could be a bloodbath towards the B bomb site. Just 2 flashes to their name, and here they come stomping. Actually, they're not stomping. They're just gonna do the B contact. And Dance is here with the AWP. He's going to take 1 player out and then fall back. This could be detrimental here for enemies in disbelief.
As they stack it on up, the only silver lining, Dreamer making his way in through lower tunnels on the flank as the push is well and truly on the way in towards B. Ryan able to find 2, but that's going to be it. The trade coming on through from Cynic, who does then get the bomb plant. Dancy's still very much alive and a huge threat over towards Sean. Oh, there we go. Dancy's with the no-scope. He's locking down this site. The silver lining here, going to be Nuki with that AWP. He has managed to grab it off the back of Dreamer, but they spot it, just stick it out. The Garci's, what the hell? You keep landing all these crazy shots. Does almost dink him there, but not quite.
Winnable.
Nuki to come on through. But not the round.
So close there. You saw what happened. Shot Dances a millisecond after the bomb was defused, and that shall put enemies in disbelief. I finally said it right. 5 rounds in the lead on their CT side. Strong showing here, but you've got to remember, both of these teams, well, not both of these teams, sorry, enemies in disbelief are a mix. You're expecting strong CT sides and, you know, more less structured, potentially weaker T side. So gonna have to be seeing 9 to 6 at the bare minimum if I'm gonna be seeing Enemies in Disbelief taking this one. But so far so good. 7 to 2 again. Actually, I say again, but for the first time here, 0 AWPs for the CT side, and actually Dream shall fall. And that's giving the 1-man advantage already for Impulse. They capitalize off of this now. The execute comes towards A.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing on out. They have to be ready for Zio, who's playing underneath that scaffolding once more. He's been very key in this area. He loses Logsy on towards the site, but they aren't going to be able to check that fast enough. He does find one, but he is pinned in here now, making his way around the smoke. Manages to turn it into a second, looking for a third. He's got to account for the player above him. Finds one through the smoke on array one, looking for a third, sorry, a fourth. But he can't quite land it. Now it's the 2-1-2. Jammy James going to be dropped over towards jungle, leaving it all on Nuki. And as he walks into the waiting arms of Darcy's, it's going to be another round on the board for Enemies in Disbelief.
It's so nice to watch Zio play. He's very slow, very calculated. And I mentioned, apologies, I don't know if I mentioned this before or during the broadcast, sorry, because I did mention it beforehand, but obviously we went in very, very fast with the pistol round. But Zio's one of those players who, he's very free-for-all, right? Does what he wants. It's very hard to put a leash on him and to tell him what to do and to bring him into structure, but when you allow him to do what he wants, he definitely gives you results, and rounds are definitely won just based off the back of his skill and his play. Talking about skill, nice shot there from Dream as the first man does fall. Dances there with a nice 2K. Logsy as well, 5 frags, and that should be the end. Dances falls, and the AWP shall not be retrieved, so we might be seeing a pretty big bar up here on Dances. You have to reinvest into the AWP and nades and whatnot. Take a look at the money. He can afford it if Zio does drop him, but yep, there it is. The double AWP setup again for the CT side. It's always 1 AWP mid, 1 AWP towards B. They want to play retake A with the rifle. It's smart because it's working. Impulse Gaming, they're constantly doing executes towards A. And Enemies in Disbelief, they're constantly playing retake. Well, I say retake. You got Logsy playing retake. You got Zio on his own finding 3 kills. So definitely not playing fundamental Counter-Strike, but whatever they're doing, it's working.
Impulse Gaming this time stacking up out towards A. All 5 players here. No contact out towards mid. Instead, going to be opting for this Russian. Oh, a nice shot there from Zio to find the first. Ray 1 going to be dropped out, and Logsy finds himself 2 as Jammy James dropped out. Samuel to make his way out through apps onto the site, locking it down, doing some damage. I want to find 2 frags quickly, but it's actually Darcy's to find the next. Tags out Nuki. That nade is going to be all it needs. There's the dunk nade. And he's going to be falling 10 to 2 right now as Enemies in Disbelief. They're looking to have done as they say on the tin. Impulse Gaming, they're going to be pretty shocked with the outcome of this one thus far.
So typically, when you're playing your setups on the CT side, especially Mirage, you want to be doing the same thing as your team. If your team is playing retake, you have to play retake as well. If you're playing passive, sorry, if you're playing on site, your team has to play on site as well. But it's Zio here playing alone, and as a 1-man army, he's taking down each attack that Impulse give him. And so far, he's been the linchpin to take this into the 10-2 lead. And already, Dances finds the first onto Nuki. The star AWP falls. Another player as well. The IGL does fall as well. Logs with a nice 2K. Drops 2 of those players in mid. And already, we're seeing a 3-man advantage for Enemies in Disbelief.
Yeah, right now Impulse Gaming, they're trapped over in mid. They have to try and get this bomb, but I mean, being 3 men down, oh, make that 2 men down. Jammy James does find a nice entry going towards mid, but I mean, look, when they lose 1, they rotate in 2 more, just multiplying over towards middle, protecting that bomb.
They know where the bomb is. No smokes, so it's going to have to be raw aim peaks here for Impulse Gaming. They do have an AWP on Samuel. That does make a big difference. Samuel the AWP can hold an angle, anticipate one of these CT players to push in for information. And, oh my god, Jammy James with a nice flick. Takes down Dream, and this could potentially be winnable if one of these CT players give away their life to the AWP. And unfortunately there, Samuel whiffs. And Zio takes advantage of that and does take him down. Jammy James, you hit a nice shot earlier, mate, but I don't really see this one being feasible. And Ryan now pushing for the frag, for the stats, for the kill. Does make that 11-2. I hope you don't have voice enable 1 on the stream. But yeah, he's definitely celebrating that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been kind of the case again and again. Impulse Gaming, they can't really, make too much progress wherever they go. I mean, mid's being completely locked down by the AWP. We're seeing a star combo coming out in Logsy and Dancy's. Wherever they kind of get put up, you just see Impulse. They can't physically make it through. Just then, the nice boost up on towards short. The crossfire setup with Logsy's and Connector yielded those first 3 frags, which put Impulse Gaming at just an immediate disadvantage, and they couldn't recuperate on the back of it. So. you know, I mean, ultimately, it's just a case of finding what works for Impulse, seeing where they can go. And I think really they've kind of yeah.
Sorry, you mentioned what works, right? And every single round, Zeo has played under balcony. You mentioned progress as well. Well, progress is sussing out what your player's doing, finding out what they're doing, and changing your game based on what your enemy is throwing at you, right? Zeo's playing under balcony and firebox every single round. Yeah, has there been one Molotov under balcony on Shadow? Has there?
No, I mean they haven't anticipated or dealt with it, despite, like you say, he has played it every single time.
I'm sure they anticipate it. It's just they don't capitalize off it. If your enemy is playing the same spot every round, abuse it, take advantage of it, double HE nade it, Molotov it, flash the angle, peek it together, trade the kill. Do something. They're just allowing Zeo to get easy 3Ks. They're trying to smoke him off. He's playing around the smokes. He's taking advantage of them. And right now, Impulse Gaming, I mean, they have strats. They're doing the right play, right? You have an isolated player on Zeo. Zeo is isolated on the A-bomb site. You're smoking all of the, you know, sections of the A-bomb site off. You're isolating Zeo on his own, but you're not Molotoving him. And instead, you're dry peeking him. And he's taking your head off. So slight frustration in my voice there. I'm quite annoyed here just watching. This is basic fundamental CS. But not for that, because they're charging the A-bomb site. Ray 1 does find Logsy, and here comes the attack.
Yeah, it's going to be Zeo once again, lining them up and knocking them down. Finally going to be dealt with, but once again, just eliminating this A play as it goes underway. Now it's a 2-on-3, the man advantage for Impulse, but Cynic, he decides to go aggressive, just crosses past in the smoke, but Ryan going to be dealt with by Jammy James, who does have Cynic's back, leaving it all on Dancy's 1v3. And if he can find something with the AWP through connector, it wouldn't surprise me if we see him try and go with this one. It's really going to depend whether or not Impulse decide to go a little bit aggressive, because, you know, they do try to be a little bit unpredictable, even in these situations where they're 9 rounds down. But, you know, it doesn't look to be the case. They are just holding these angles. That is exactly the right call to make. And it does mean Dancy's will just be holding onto the AWP into the last round of the half.
Yeah, so his goal right now is to take guns out of the T's hands. And to mention that, he does take out a $4,000 investment. Take a look at the money on Impulse Gaming. The bomb does go down. They will have 3.5k. So they will be able to buy into the next one, but that will mean a lack of utility, a lack of smokes and Molotovs, which are so vital, especially as it seems playing versus enemies in disbelief. But at that point there, Dancy's with the AWP. Money is decently low for the CT side. One of these players is going to have to be dropped. So he saves the AWP, able to drop his teammate, and takes a gun out of Impulse Gaming's hands. And you see there, that player falling means there's no AWP drop. 5 rifles again. The utility as well. Look at them. Look at Ray's 1 utility. No nades on him or Jammy James. On a map like Mirage, this could definitely bite them back in the arse if things do go south. Dancy's though peeking towards Palace, finds the first. This is looking like it's going down a very slippery slope.
Yeah, they're trying to make their way out slowly over in mid. And I mean, as we can see, there's actually quite a light hold coming out from enemies in disbelief for the first time in a long time. As it is only Ryan here. We are seeing Dancy's. He's tagged down very low, and he's been, you know, a force to be reckoned with over in mid. Smoke going to be rendering his position null and void. Nice flash, but ultimately not going to be yielding them too much ground. We can see Ryan now rotating over, and there goes Logsy. But, I mean, you know, even being a man down wouldn't really surprise me if enemies in disbelief can still try and make something happen here.
I mean, 10 seconds into the round, one of the players with full utility died. That was Samuel. And this means already only Cynic Chon with 2 flashbangs left and 50 seconds on the clock. And look at the setup here for the T side. They're all spread out. They're not playing together. They're all playing isolated 1 by 1. That means it's very hard for them to get trade frags here. And in a 4 versus 4, they need the trade kills. Unless one of these T players can go absolutely huge and try and make a play. But at this point, with 35 seconds on the clock and T players slow walking in T spawn, these 3 AWPs are going to have a field day versus no smokes. Look at this, 25 seconds, they're going B. I mean, you're going to leave it very short. You might have, what, 8 seconds to plant? Let's take a look here. Going towards B. They're still not running with the knife out. A flashbang comes in. They're really cutting this close. But look, the AWP here towards B apps. And the timing. No! The timing. Guess 1 frag. I'm lagging out. Oh, another frag there for Ray 1. I'm lagging out, but who cares? Because the bomb... And look, he sprays down tree.
Yeah, now it's that 2-on-3. Bomb going to be planting him. What a potential last round here for Impulse. They are going to be at the man disadvantage, but Bomb is ticking down. As you can see, it's going to be planted quite favorably for the apps angle, and no one there to try and, you know, play on the back of that. Does put them at a bit of a disadvantage. Dancy's tagged down low. As Ryan falls, it's going to be put into that 2-on-2. Dancy's going to be read out by Nuki over towards short. Finds himself a second, and it's all on Zio. He falls as well. Cynic locking down the site. 3 frags for him, and 1 for Cynic into that round. It will be an 11-4 scoreline seized by Impulse Gaming as they find a little bit of a resurgence there towards the end of the half.
It's winnable. It's very, very winnable right here for Impulse. If they can take pistol, get the ball rolling on their CT side, get their economy on the float, get their money rolling, try and have the utility needed to hold off these T executes, these T attacks, because you got to remember, they are playing versus a mix. You've got to be expecting a lot of pug plays, a lot of aggressive plays, a lot of contact A, lots of A rushes, a lot heavy mid, potentially a lack of, complicated execute, but everybody knows the A smokes are Mirage, right? Everybody knows those. So we could be seeing heavy A, heavy mid, and maybe Impulse Gaming here could definitely claw this back if they take the pistol. And looking at the pistol buy here, we will be seeing armor on, so far, 4 of the players on the CT side and the smoke diffuse kit for Jammy James. So overpowered, I think, personally, having the smoke and diffuse kit on the CT side. Those Glocks, it's so hard to find their head through the smoke there. It's not like an AK spraying for the smoke. It's very, the boost as well. That could just be their final nail in the coffin. And any who's in disbelief going for that contact B. That's the pug play, isn't it? The contact B. When you lack executes and lack plays, go for the contact B.
Yeah, it's going to be Ray want to find the first as that, previous frag over towards mid is going to be traded out. The site will be falling quite swiftly. And it's actually going to be Dreamer over towards mid to find himself another frag. That's going to turn things around as he does eliminate that player on the rotate, leaving it all on Jammy James. 1-on-2, going to be going out for the wide peak, but Ryan peeks him out with the Glock. Does good damage, but can't quite find the frag. And, leaving someone alive with an USP on the site is a terrifying prospect. Baits out the defuse, though, and sadly, he was so low HP. It's only a singular bullet before he is going to be taken down. 12-4 right now as enemies in disbelief. They find that pistol, and suddenly this is a very, very bad scenario for Impulse right here.
Yeah, I mentioned as a cover for Impulse Gaming to bring this back and to challenge this game, they had to take the CT pistol. And you can see here already, 12-4 is the scoreline. It's going to be a miracle here for Impulse if they want any chance of taking this one back. Still, though, a USP on Zio. Not too sure why that is. He has 2.6k. Potentially, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you how he was thinking. Because I don't know why you wouldn't buy anything on the second round. I mean, if you're CT side, the T's get the bomb down, and you know you're versus a full eco, then yeah, buy a USP. Sorry, keep the USP, yeah? Because you're versus no head armor. But as you can see here, these CT players have armor. And Dent in the armor definitely will be one of those players falling, and Cynic does fall.
Already, they want to be capitalizing on the, lackluster weaponry on the side of Impulse. They make their way out towards A. Another 2 frags will be coming their way over towards mid and A, respectively. And that's the A site now completely opened up. Ray 1, not going to find anything with that UMP. A very expensive investment on his behalf, and going to be yielding to very little. We can see. Oh no, that's embarrassing, Sam. Well, I feel kind of bad for him there. I know the guy quite well. He's a swell chap, and he must be kicking himself after missing that shot on Dreamer as he just kind of, nonchalantly flops down out of the window, but, stumbling to his feet, takes out the AK, finds the frag, and it's going to be another round on the board for enemies in disbelief. Now, Impulse Gaming just having to bite the bullet into this one. Hard eco in order for the round 19 buy.
Yep. And with the first frag going in favor of the T side, enemies in disbelief, potentially, or most likely here, going to be going to 14-4. Impulse Gaming going to have to win 12. Ooh, that's not a nice shot there from Zio. Nice and clean. And again, not really again, just body tapped him there, but going to have to be 12 rounds in a row if Impulse want to win this in regular time, or just casually, 11 rounds to 1 if they want to go OT. So what do you reckon the odds are, Harry? Are you a betting man?
The odds for overtime?
Yeah.
Or I'm prepared to say 90-10 at this point.
Oh, less.
No overtime.
Yeah, we're talking 95-5 at this point.
Yeah.
It's definitely looking too good.
I mean, it's not even the fact that the rounds. It's like when you look at the rounds, 14-4 is terrible, but we do see these situations where it's a 14-4, but every round was close, so there's potential for that comeback.
I don't know.
I mean, these haven't been close. That's the issue. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a landslide victory for enemies in disbelief. So, really, as we head into this rifle round, Impulse Gaming, they need to show up now or never. This is really their last chance to try and have any sort of comeback into this one. Jammy James will be able to find one as they go aggressively towards Palace, but a great read coming out from enemies in disbelief. They answer back with aggression of their own, and they find 2 frags. It's going to be now a 3-on-3. The A site going to be opened up as they do make their way out. Logseek tasked with entering will be dropped. Nuki able to find that one, putting it now with the man advantage in favor of Impulse here. Potential for them to pick up a next, but Zio going to be ripping his head clean off, as now it's a 2-on-2. Looking like the A site is going to be the destination of choice for the bomb here.
Molotov, 2 flashes on the T side here. They could potentially molly out jungle once the smoke fades. Flash into the smoke, try and get a peek, but actually Ray One decides to pull the trigger, pushes through the smoke and finds Darcy's. And now we will be seeing Zio with 2 flashbangs. And the bomb. Gonna have to try and fake plant this one a couple times here. Or could just stick this one, anticipating no peek here from the CT side towards connector. Peek, plant from mid. Go from there. But gonna be a very difficult situation here for him. Does have 40 seconds on the clock, so can slow this down. Play and try and play the 1 versus 1 to try and isolate these CT players. Check CT, sees no one. And it's still pushing, he's running now, and actually will get caught off guard that the reload comes with a bad time. And Samuel does take him. And talk about that round. I mean, you probably heard me go, ooh, that's a nice play, because Impulse Gaming, they had the right idea. They had 2 players with a strong spawn towards Palace. They took advantage of it. They went in for the aggressive push for information and for the first frag. To go into Palace, the problem was they made the right play, but they didn't execute it properly. They did not smoke or flash ramp. That made it very easy for the T-side just to push out ramp, get the trade frag, and end it there. And I talk about ending it there. Nuki's life ends directly as Ryan's bullet hits him. And the game's DC'd. Is it DC'd for you as well, Harry?
Yep. That round there.
Oh, we're back!
No, here we go. We're back into it. A little bit of a stutter as they make their way out on towards I tell you who's not stuttering though. It's going to be Dreamer and Zio, the 2 players with names that aren't the right names, as they find those 2 entries on towards the A site, just eliminating these players with ruthless amount of I can't think of the word. Oh my god. Well, you never know. There we go. I'm gonna buy me a thesaurus, but it is gonna be 9-1-1v5. Trying to hold this down. Just wants to hold on to the M4, but at this point, anything he gets is barely even a consolation for losing this round. While holding on to the M4, and any other might be all right. Giving up this 15th, allowing enemies in disbelief to make it to match point and build up their economy this much more, going to be very bad. At least he can find one though, and that will help hamper the economy that much more. It's not really going to be enough, as he does fall on back, looking to save over towards B, but they are very much on the hunt. Don't want to allow him to take anything out of this round.
Well, talk about nothing. He might have an M4 to his name, and he does actually. So take a look at the money here for the final round. Well, potentially the final round. Yeah, it's really not looking good. 15-5. Impulse did 10 rounds in a row to bring this back. And I can't really talk too positive about Impulse. I mean, from what we've seen so far, they kept trying the same thing over and over and over again. They execute towards a bad smokes, lack of Molotovs, misuse of utility. Means that they shall end this game. It's a 4-1, 16-5. Ray won again in the 1 versus 4. Spray is that 1 player, but you can tell by my voice. Definitely matches what we've seen so far. 16-5 should be the first map. That is Mirage.